And we Donaldson.
And they're off. Even line away, bar for Corridane dropping back at the start. Glow Rest is going for the lead. Regulations showing speed. So too Havoc driving inside Glow Rest, a line of 3. Brilliance trying to get over closer to the inside, followed by Saliella. Triple Storm booting through from Pitch Black, followed by Stanzake, Delilah, Corridane, and last is Ludlam. They race to the 800 metre mark, and Havoc led Glow Rest a half length with Regulations 3 wide. Satellite now drew a half length in front and is putting pressure on Havoc. The speed on. Fourth, Saliella on the inside of Triple Storm from Pitch Black. Inside, Brilliance by the 600 metres. 3 wide, Delilah around Stanzake. A long way back as expected from Corridane and Ludlam last. On the turn at the 420. On the outside, Regulations. The inside, Havoc. They've burnt to Glow Rest off. It's under pressure 3 lengths away. Trying to switch off their heels again though. Then came Triple Storm. Nothing else really making ground, headed by Saliella. Here's Stanzake starting to pick up ground down the outside at the 200. The leader, Regulations. On the outside, Glow Rest. Stanzake continually making ground in front. Regulations. Here's Stanzake on the outside with big strides coming at Regulations. Regulations still in front. Stanzake trying hard. Can't reach Regulations. Big win. Regulations by a long neck to Stanzake. Glow Rest third from Triple Storm. Then Corridane, which ran on. Havoc knocked up. Followed by Ludlam making late ground. Then Saliella, Brilliance and Pitch Black, and a long gap Delilah last. Regulations has put up a big run to win the first. 3 wide attacking. Then outside, Havoc still attacking, finding something to win his 5th race. Number 2, Regulations, winning at Randwick, what is now 3 starts ago, and then ran second here at Rosehill a fortnight ago. The time 1:11.06. The last 600 in 35.57. 340, 140, 250, 150. The Quinella has paid $13.20, Exacta $16.40, the Trifecta $53.60. Wants to lay on the back of the stall. They're racing now. Fairly even start. Marker by Anne drop back soon after the start with trial by jury. Greenhouse Express from barrier 10's looking for the lead from Poetic Baron, Grand Centro, Boaster and Cosmic Copy. Midfield at this stage over on the inside is Grumpy from barrier 1, is getting back now from Stand Firm. Followed by Vo Regal, Marker by Anne, and last is trial by jury. Past the 1,000. Greenhouse Express has crossed over from the outside gate to lead Grand Centro 3/4. 3/4 Poetic Baron third. They're not going quickly. Boaster fourth from Cosmic Copy. Then came Stand Firm, followed next at the 800 metre mark by Grumpy. Then Vo Regal, Marker by Anne, and still last is trial by jury. At the 650 metre mark, approaching the turn, Greenhouse Express quickens now, about a length in front of Grand Centro, Poetic Baron, Boaster, and they split up now as they quicken before the turn, followed by Cosmic Copy. Then came on the outside Stand Firm, followed by Grumpy, pulled to the centre, Cosmic Copy ahead of it at the 350. Greenhouse Express has had a cheap run in front, still 2 lengths clear of Grand Centro. Here comes Boaster out of the pack to challenge Greenhouse Express. A length and a half in front. Poetic Baron getting off the inside and Boaster wider out. Greenhouse Express is defying him at the moment. Boaster coming at it now at the 100. Greenhouse Express, Boaster, Poetic Baron. Greenhouse Express in front. This has been a very heady ride in front, and Greenhouse Express for Brian York won by 3/4 to Boaster. Third in Poetic Baron, followed by Stand Firm running on. Grumpy couldn't pick up the ground given the slow speed early, followed by Vo Regal, and then came Grand Centro. Cosmic Copy knocked up, followed in by trial by jury, and Marker by Anne was last. And they're off and racing. Beginning slowly was Deep Blue, and first away from White Out Amethysta with Triplo going fast and showing speed. The Twisters up there in the early part. Caught out very wide as Lin Jan. They get across in front of Pecan Player. Followed wider out on the course by Striding Edge. Cautious Spirit just behind the pace. Then came Sen Rosa, getting squeezed out there. Sen Rosa, the rider had to grab hold, drop back sharply. Ahead of it went Precious Few and also Deep Blue, which is pulling hard in the early part up to midfield. Ford Scout on the fence, followed by French Legend back towards towards the tail, and Sand Runner, and last is Amigo. Triplo crossed over, led by 3/4 of a length on Lin Jan. Third is Striding Edge, and fourth is the Twister, followed by Amethysta, Cautious Spirit. Then came Pecan Player, Precious Few. In the middle is Deep Blue, and the next line is about 5 in line there. Wide on the track, French Legend around Sand Runner, Ford Scout, followed by Sen Rosa, push back to second last after the early race check, and Zamigo still sees the other 13 runners on the turn at the 500 metre mark, and the leader is Triplo from Lin Jan and Striding Edge. Cautious Spirit's about to peel out 4 wide. Amethysta between runners, the inside, the Twisters under a lot of pressure. Pecan Player held up for a run. Zamigo right to the outside, endeavouring to make ground. Sen Rosa bullocking into the clear, bumped heavily with Precious Few at the 200. Still Triplo a length and a half in front of Cautious Spirit. Down the outside, Sen Rosa's coming late with Zamigo. Probably much too late today. Pecan Player getting hard along the fence for a place, but it's Triplo. Triplo is clear, wins by a length and a half. Second is close. Might be Pecan Player, about a nose in front of Sen Rosa, who had no luck. Followed in by Zamigo, which ran on. Then Cautious Spirit, the Twister, followed by Amethysta, Striding Edge, Deep Blue, then Ford Scout, followed home by Precious Few. Further back to Lin Jan, one of the tail enders. Then Sand Runner and French Legend was last. Triplo, number 1, has broken through. Number 1, Triplo, is first. And the dividend, $9.60 and $3. $9.60 and $3 in New South Wales for number 1. Second placing, it's close between Pecan Player on the inside, number 3, and wider out, number 6, and the numbers are up. 136 on the third. 136, $9.60 and 3 even for the win of the time, 130.97. The last 600 metres in 35.34. Fairly close for third, around about a head between them at the end. That's the third of the day. Short ladder, and they're ready. Racing now, Dartbrook Girl dwelt from the inside, slowly away Bossy, and first away Sporting Colours from the outside, going for the lead, showing speed Sandy Prospect. Aphrodite, and driving through on the inside is Dartbrook Girl. Then came Pagora in the leading group of horses. A further 2 lengths away came Ruby Toff over on the inside. Mary McCree, Wide Flying Celebrity, followed by Olympia. Well back in the field as they go by the 800 metre mark, and out wide was Life's a Rainbow. Very deep Lighting Gale from Bossy, and 5 lengths to Red Ivory last. Approaching the 600 metre mark, Sporting Colours on the outside of Dartbrook Girl, joint leaders. A length and a half Aphrodite, who's coming away from the leader's heels, just got a slight check as the rider is trying to get into the clear. On the outside, Pagora is deepest for home, and right there also is in the centre there Sandy Prospect as they go to the 300 metre mark. Sporting Colours the leader on the outside of Dartbrook Girl, getting a split. Mary McCree starting to charge through. You could drive a truck through that gap. Here's Olympia from the tail, and right down the outside, Bossy running on with Lighting Gale. On the inside, Olympia's coming after them strongly. It's Olympia, Mary McCree, and on the outside, Bossy right there. 3 in line as they drive to the post, and Olympia's won the money. Olympia won by a head, close second. Bossy on the outside of Mary McCree, followed by Aphrodite, Sporting Colours. Ruby Toff didn't make ground from Lighting Gale. Then came Red Ivory, Dartbrook Girl, Pagora knocked up after a hard run from Flying Celebrity, followed by Life's a Rainbow, Sandy Prospect with the tail enders. What a great finish, right across the track. And number 14, Olympia, who proved a very stubborn mare going to the barrier, wheeling around, carrying on. She just wanted to get on with it. 14, Olympia first at big odds. 33.60 New South Wales, 38.60 Super Tab, 35.95 in Queensland. Sounds like a bargain price on a white good, doesn't it? 14, Olympia. Around $33 up to $38 on the TABs. Now second's close, and number 7 has run second. Bossy on the outside of number 12. Third, Mary McCree. 14, 7, 12. It's been up a long time, had a little let up Often Racing, and Rebel Rock was one of the first to show out. He's going for the early lead. Zodiac Star's going fast. Atomic Love is starting to move quickly into third place, and Dye's looking right, looking to get over, but there's a line of three. Just behind them, Odessa. Pete Bog is there, and Point Nelson the setter. 2 lengths away, Red Eclipse followed on the inside next as they leave the back straight by Bell Quattro, and last of all is Appalachie. Rebel Rock led the way, taken on the outside by Zodiac Star, and Atomic Love is forced to race 3 wide outside the pace as they go to the 550. Then Point Nelson, Pete Bog, Odessa, followed by Red Eclipse, Bell Quattro, Appalachie at the top of the straight. 400 metres left to go, and it's Rebel Rock on the inside of Zodiac Star. Wider on the track, Atomic Love. Point Nelson's running a big race. He's pushing into the clear, and then came Pete Bog at the 250. Rebel Rock shifting away from the rail, as is Zodiac Star. Point Nelson trying to come between them. Wider Atomic Love. Dye goes for the filly now, and Atomic Love race to the lead on the outside. 3 starts in a little more than a year for 3 wins. Incredible! Atomic Love won by 2 lengths. Second placing went to Zodiac Star. Third, maybe Rebel Rock from Point Nelson. Red Eclipse ran on. Close up, Bell Quattro, and also Pete Bog. Then Appalachie, and Odessa was a clear last. Shane Dye riding very quietly on Atomic Love, and when it counted, he asked the filly for more, and she quickly raced to the leaders and swept away in a time of 1:4.75, paying 270, 290, 285, and in the end a soft win. Shane Dye, confident as usual, taking the lead with about 150 metres to go, and that was it. 9.71. 9.71. When he really asked the filly, didn't she accelerate? Point Nelson and Rebel Rock, they got tight. Point Nelson's been chopped out. Rebel Rock has shifted ground, and Point Nelson a close issue there for third, missing out. The Quinella 670, Exacta 970, trifecta 41.10, the time 1:4.75, the last 600 metres in 34.14. Often Racing now, and from the inside, Disney Dollars began well, very slowly away as you do. Kincourt, No Speed, Mr. Endurance, and after a couple of 100 metres going for the early lead is Patarico leading from Dan Glisser, followed by Arcanate. Shelt not in the leading group of horses with Walk the Wild Side. Over on the inside was Dotto Ressa, being followed next by Private Life, and further back in the field on the inside, Disney Dollars being followed by Cat's Life, Anciano, well back as you do, followed by Mr. Endurance. Second last is Sir Howard, and last of all as they go by the 800 metre mark is Kincourt, with sliding downhill about 700 metres to go, and the leader Dan Glisser from Arcanate, followed on the outside by Walk the Wild Side. On the inside, Patarico. Shelt not poised to pounce between runners, followed by Private Life approaching the home turn. Then came Dotto Ressa on the inside of sliding downhill, Cat's Life, Anciano. Hard ridden Disney Dollars from As You Do, well back at the 400 metre mark. The leader Dan Glisser from Arcanate. On the outside, Walk the Wild Side, pushing into the clear, Shelt not, but hard ridden by Larry Cassidy. This leader's travelling Dan Glisser, a length and a half. Arcanate trying hard in third place, Shelt not, but can't pick them up. Dan Glisser clear from Arcanate, nothing really running on. Wide out on the track, Kincourt with a late charge. It's Dan Glisser in front, and Dan Glisser's going to get home. Here's late Disney Dollars for second. Dan Glisser beat Disney Dollars third, tight. Kincourt widest maybe from Shelt not or Arcanate. Close up, Cat's Life sliding downhill, followed by Patarico. Then Dotto Ressa followed in by Mr. Endurance, As You Do. Further back to Sir Howard, well back to Anciano, followed by Private Life, and Walk the Wild Side pulling up behind the others. Disney Dollars has come late, but much too late. Number 4, Dan Glisser, is the winner. 23.30 New South Wales, 24.20 Super Tab, 23.10 Queensland. Has held on to beat Disney Dollars, number 8, which was hard ridden before the turn and a long way back. Third's close. Kincourt widest is in it. Out of shot at the moment. Dan Glisser leading all of the way. Chris Muntz, who's had a busy last half hour after being in the steward's room, putting forward his case on Point Nelson to say that he should have run third. Stewards agreed, and he's come out and won the Clan O'Sullivan Handicap, a $50,000 event on Dan Glisser, number 4. Disney Dollars, Craig Carmody coming quickly. Now third is, let's have a look, number 2, Shelt Not has run third. Shelt Not has just held on for third from, I'd say, Kin Court on the outside. Still no fourth. Didn't hold them long. They're off and racing now, and very quickly away from the centre of the line. High Rolling going for the lead with Masked Party. Hot as Hell driving underneath High Rolling to hold the inside. Then Techniques, followed by Commands, Yellow Breeze, and then came further back to Padstow. Very wide is Whistle Up from Little Patty, and last is Just Like Crystal. Hot as Hell at the 800 metre mark leads by a length and a half to High Rolling. A length away third, Techniques on the inside of Masked Party, who's out deep, and then came Yellow Breeze over on the inside of Commands. The pace dropped in front. Yellow Breeze got checked off heels, had to be restrained severely. Very wide, Whistle Up trying to come into it. Padstow pushes him deeper, followed further back to Just Like Crystal, and last is Little Patty. 400 metres to go in the Missile Stakes. Hot as Hell on the inside of High Rolling. The 2-year-old under the lightweight went to the lead. High Rolling now. Masked Party under pressure. Here comes Command starting to drive between runners. Wider Padstow. Command's getting up to High Rolling with Padstow. Padstow hit the lead, but Command's on the inside is racing Padstow. It's Commands and Padstow. They've drawn clear. On the outside, Padstow, the inside Commands. Padstow, Commands, they hit the line close to a dead heat. Commands or Padstow, third Techniques. Then came Just Like Crystal, Yellow Breeze not far away from Whistle Up, Little Patty. Further back to High Rolling, knocking up Masked Party, and Hot as Hell, one of the tail enders. It's a photo in the Missile. Awaiting the number. Commands on the inside, Padstow the outside. They race tight all the way up the straight. Commands on the line has dived at Padstow. Padstow is in front with 20 metres to go. Commands kept trying. Larry Cassidy put one on him, and he's got a bob in, but it's very close to a dead heat, this. Number 5 is the winner. Number 5, Padstow is first. Number 10, Commands second, and 6 has run third. Techniques, 5, 10, 6. That low angle shot is a very tricky one to rely upon. And going with the high shot, heads up, heads down. Commands dives, but he's dived too late, and Padstow has held on. Number 5, ridden by Brian York, bringing up a double to Brian, who rode a terrific race in the second of the day to lead all of the way on Greenhouse Express. And there is a cigarette paper between them, between the line and the nose of Commands, but Padstow has held on to win. Padstow is first, $10.90, $9.80 and $10.55. Number 10, Commands, $1.90, 6 Techniques, $2.90 for a place. Padstow, that's his 6th win and clearly his biggest victory to date. First prize of $51,000. He had won $115,000 before today, and he was first up after a let-up. Trained by John Size at Randwick. This horse is by Francis Bacon, who stood in South Australia. He's an SA bred horse, Padstow, out of John's Pleasure, raced by R. Rutley. And he has just held off Commands, which came again. They did race very tight up the home straight. Now the Quinella, 29.40, Exacta 52.90, Trifecta 538.90, Daily Double 215.30, an exciting Missile. Quickly enough from the inside, Big Milano going fast. Out wide, Multimedia's pressing on with Come On Grace, and they're burning for the early lead ahead of Big Milano. Midnight Sun, Yalaroy, and on the inside next, Reasons. Then King Win trapped out wide around Vitronite. Further back on the outside next, as they work towards the 1,600 metre mark, Hickey Picker back on inside of Reasons. As they negotiate that first corner, Astro Boys drop to the tail with Strolling Home. Out of the straight they go, and heading to the back, Zoquita 4th last. The leader here is Come On Grace, about a half length in front of Midnight Sun. Reasons 3rd on the inside. Multimedia was next, and next on the outside, Trap 3 wide, King Win, followed by Big Milano, Yalaroy. Then came Vitronite, who's got back in the field now from Hickey Picker, followed by Zoquita, No Luck, 3 wide. From Pyjamas strolling home, 3 deep, second last, and last is Astro Boy. Halfway along the back at the 1100, and the grey Midnight Sun's putting pressure on Come On Grace, their joint leaders. A length and a half away, Reasons on the inside of Multimedia from King Win, Big Milano, and on the inside, Yalaroy, then Vitronite in the centre, 3 wide, Zoquita from Hickey Picker, Reasons. Strolling home, starting a deeper run, 4 wide, and pressing on now, and Astro Boy still last by the 800 metre mark. It's Come On Grace on the inside of Midnight Sun, moving up sharply, strolling home around Multimedia and Reasons on the fence, waiting for the out. Then came King Win, followed by Big Milano when they sprinted under a little bit of pressure. Yalaroy the inside. Further back, Vitronite off the course to improve. Pyjamas as well back second last as they make the home turn. Then Astro Boy at the 400. Come On Grace, Midnight Sun, strolling home on the outside. Reasons into the clear. Outside, now inside, gets the run and comes after the leader strongly. Wide out, just battling away. Multimedia, Vitronite down the centre. Reasons on the inside. Could today be the day? Reasons hit the lead from strolling home. On the outside, Vitronite, Reasons, Vitronite, Multimedia, Vitronite, Reasons. They're widest. Big Milano diving between them. 3 in line. Vitronite won it. Vitronite has won the last from either Big Milano or Reasons on the fence. Then came Hickey Picker strolling home. Multimedia, nothing beaten too far here, including Yalaroy. Followed in by Come On Grace, Astro Boy, Pyjamas. Then Midnight Sun getting tired, followed by Zoquita and King Win amongst the tail enders.